Remarrying after 65. Here are 6 truths you need to know. As we enter the twilight years of life, many assume that love and marriage are stories of the past. However, the truth is that growing old doesn't mean closing the door on emotions. On the contrary, it is often a time to reflect, to understand more deeply the true value of a lasting, meaningful relationship. Remarrying after the age of 65 is not simply a romantic decision. It marks a significant turning point that can impact one's physical and mental health, finances, and even relationships with family members. We bring you practical tips and advice to help older adults live fulfilling and joyful lives. The insights in this article come not only from in-depth analysis but are also drawn from the real-life experiences of many who have walked this path. We also share reflective stories and inspirational quotes from elders and renowned authors around the world, serving as guiding lights on this journey. Each story, each piece of advice has been carefully researched and thoughtfully analyzed to give you the most realistic and meaningful perspectives. This is not blind encouragement, nor is it a romanticized view of aging. Rather, it's a gentle reminder. At any age, you still deserve to be loved, to be understood, and to live fully with your emotions. Love after 65 has a different depth. It is no longer about fleeting attraction or the intense desires of youth. It becomes about companionship, the quiet comfort of having someone walk beside you, listening to the seemingly trivial, sharing everyday moments of life. As someone once said, loving when you're young is a choice, but loving when you're older is a gift. That gift, if not cherished and approached with care, can easily lose the profound value it holds. In this in-depth article, we'll explore the essential truths, not to discourage you, but to help you move forward with clarity and confidence as you consider one of life's biggest decisions. Remember, marriage is never an easy journey, no matter the age. But with thoughtful preparation, genuine intentions, and a heart open to love in its most mature form, you absolutely can begin a beautiful new chapter, even after 65. When loneliness is no longer a choice but becomes a habit. Old age often comes with a sense of emptiness. Children grow up and have their own lives. Spouses may have passed away or no longer share the same connection as before. Many people accept loneliness as an inevitable part of aging. But the truth is, no matter how strong one may be, everyone needs someone to talk to share even the simplest moments of daily life. A morning cup of tea, an evening television show, or just the silent presence of someone nearby. These small things can soothe a weary soul. Remarrying is not just about filling an emotional void, but about building a new rhythm of life together. Many realize that, in old age, what matters most isn't the perfection of a new partner, but acceptance, attentive listening, and mutual support. Love at this stage is no longer painted with idealism but is grounded in real connection, both in joy and in the wounds of the past. Understanding your own value before entering a new relationship. After 65, you've lived through most of life's journey, with its share of experiences, joys, losses, and lessons. Before opening your heart to a new relationship, the most important thing is to understand who you are, what you truly want, and what you truly deserve. Many carry unhealed wounds into a second marriage, hoping the new partner will mend everything. But the truth is, no one can heal you if you haven't begun that process yourself. Loving yourself is the first step toward loving others in a healthy way. When you live with self-respect, you naturally attract someone who views you with the same respect. Marriage after 65 is no longer a place to seek completeness from someone else, but a space where two mature individuals continue the journey together, with empathy and peace. Practical preparation, beyond just emotions. When we are young, love might conquer all. But after the age of 65, reason and practical preparation become essential. A marriage at this stage of life requires more careful consideration regarding finances, health, relationships with children, and even legal commitments. This doesn't take away the romance. Rather, it is clarity and transparency that make the relationship stronger. Financial independence is a key factor. There should be clear agreements about how living expenses, personal assets, and other benefits are shared. No one wants love to be dictated by material concerns, but ignoring this factor can easily lead to conflict when expectations differ. Honest, Open conversations from the beginning will help both parties feel more secure as they move forward together. Considering relationships with children and both families. Remarrying at this age is not just about two individuals. It also involves the feelings and perspectives of loved ones. Sometimes, children may find it hard to accept the idea, thinking that a parent is replacing their lost spouse. These emotions are completely valid and deserve to be acknowledged sincerely. But that doesn't mean you have to give up your own happiness. The best approach is to communicate gently and clearly with your children, instead of presenting the decision as a surprise. Let them see that you're not trying to erase the past, but rather choosing to live fully in the present. When children sense your love and sincerity, they will gradually understand and support you. Happiness should never be hidden, especially when it is built from kindness and honesty. Lifestyle compatibility. The key to a long-lasting journey together. Love may begin with a spark, but maintaining it requires harmony and understanding. At age 65 and beyond, everyone has their own habits, preferences, and way of living. Blending these differences isn't easy, but it's entirely possible with openness and flexibility from both sides. One person may like to wake up early for exercise, while the other prefers staying up late. One may prefer bland food, while the other enjoys bolder flavors. Small differences like these, if left unspoken, can grow into larger cracks over time. Rather than trying to change each other, it's more effective to find ways for both to adjust, not to become identical, but to respect and balance each other. Friendship, love, and companionship. A solid foundation for late-life marriage. One of the most cherished aspects of marriage in old age is companionship. It's not just about romantic feelings but also deep friendship. When you find someone to listen with, read with, walk with, and reflect on the past with, that is true happiness. Love after 65 no longer needs lengthy, tear-filled letters. It shows in a knowing glance, a firm grip of the hand during chilly weather, and the quiet acts of care in everyday life. Marriage at this age doesn't need to be showy, but it must be nurtured with patience, kindness, and trust. When love is no longer possession, but conscious giving. One of the most noticeable changes in love in later life is the maturity in the way we love. You no longer love to possess, to validate yourself, or to fill emotional voids left by youthful impulsiveness. Love at this stage becomes a process of giving, freely and unconditionally. After experiencing enough losses and life lessons, you come to understand that the person beside you doesn't exist to make you happy. They're simply someone to share the journey with. And ultimately, you are the one responsible for your own joy. For this reason, remarrying at this age becomes a conscious and deeply compassionate act. You come together not to change each other but to accept each other completely, with all the past, the scars, the habits, and the imperfections. This is love on a deeper level, quiet but enduring. When health becomes a key factor in every decision. There's no denying that age affects both physical and mental health. Before entering a new marriage, it's essential to have a clear and realistic understanding of each other's health conditions. No one wants to become a burden, but if both are willing to accept and care for one another during moments of vulnerability, that love becomes more precious than anything. Taking care of health is not just about medication or routine checkups. It's about building a healthy lifestyle together. Eating well, staying active, maintaining regular sleep, and providing emotional support when needed. Your new partner might just be the motivation you need to take better care of yourself, and in turn you can be the strong foundation that brings them peace of mind each day. Overcoming social stigma to live true to yourself. One of the major obstacles many people face when remarrying after 65 is societal judgment. People around you, even close relatives, might disagree with your decision. They may believe that at this age you should live quietly, focus on your grandchildren, and let go of romantic pursuits. But the truth is, there is no age limit to love. And more importantly, you don't need anyone's permission to be happy. To overcome such stigma, you need inner strength. When you understand your reasons for moving forward, when you feel at peace and content with your choice, no gossip or criticism can shake you. Let your new journey be a living testament that old age is not the end. It's a second chance to begin again, in a more beautiful and meaningful way. The value of everyday, simple moments. At this age, you no longer chase grand gestures or fleeting thrills. What you long for is a slow, gentle pace that allows you to feel every passing moment. A simple meal shared with someone across the table. A quiet afternoon on the porch, listening to the rustling leaves. A hand reaching for yours when your legs begin to tire. These small, seemingly trivial things are what truly give meaning to a happy marriage. Remarrying doesn't bring magic, but it can make each day more worthwhile. The presence of a new life partner is not to replace anyone, but to ensure you don't have to walk the final stretch of life alone. When forgiveness becomes necessary for both partners. Many people enter a new life chapter carrying baggage from the past, beautiful memories as well as unhealed wounds. Perhaps you've gone through a painful divorce, a profound loss, or scars that time hasn't yet erased. But for new love to truly take root, you must learn to forgive. Not just others but also yourself. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting, it means acceptance. It means understanding that everyone makes mistakes, that life isn't perfect, and that you no longer need to hold on to pain as a shield. When you forgive, you open the door for good things to enter. Remarriage is a new beginning, and for that beginning to truly matter, your heart needs to be wide enough to love again, without hesitation, without judgment, and without comparison. Each person's life, whether short or long, is a journey filled with crossroads, losses, and unexpected turns that sometimes even we ourselves could never foresee. After the age of 65, when hair has turned silver and the heart seems to have stopped fluttering, many choose to live quietly, immersed in memories and old habits. But there are also those, brave, calm, and sincere, who choose to open their hearts once more and step into a new life, beside someone new. Remarrying at this age is not a sign of lack or weakness. It is a quiet yet powerful declaration that says, I deserve another chance to be loved, to live authentically, and to share my life, even if only for the final chapter. There may be doubts, objections, and even fears. But don't let anything hold you back from moving closer to happiness. Because no matter the age, the human heart still longs to be understood, to be touched, and to have someone to walk beside. If you're hesitating, standing between stepping forward or staying still, listen to yourself. If there's still a flicker of hope, a bit of yearning, or even a gentle stir of emotion, then be brave and move toward it. No one but you can write the ending to your own story. And perhaps true happiness isn't found in the path already traveled, but right where you're standing now, ready to embrace it. Old age is not the end. It's the beginning of a new chapter, where what once seemed too late becomes invaluable. And if someone is willing to walk that path with you, slowly, quietly, then that is the most beautiful gift life can offer.